So now that you've seen the theory, let's get busy with the practical application of human-powered electrical generation. We start at the level of the individual machine, scale up to the level of a whole gym by taking the example of Arriaga, and then explore the implication of a widespread adoption of this technology across all the gyms in the United States.
Let's start by determining how much energy each gym machine produces in a year. According to the website ReRev, each machine has a power output between 50 and 150 watts. We approximate this to 100 watts. We then assume that each machine is used for 10 hours a day, or a little more than 50% of the time a gym like Arriaga is open. Obviously, this is assuming that the gym does not include Arnold Schwarzenegger among its members. We estimate this number carries on for 6 days a week to account for limited opening hours on the weekends, and 45 weeks a year, accounting for holidays. With David's lightning speed calculation skills, this leads to a total yearly energy production of 270 kilowatt hours per machine.
More energy!
Now let's extrapolate this individual 270 kilowatt hour figure to the entire Arriaga gym. Upon thorough investigation, we found that Arriaga had 42 bicycles and 22 ellipticals. These are the machines capable of producing energy. This amounts to a total of 64 machines capable of producing 270 kilowatt hours of energy. David's breakneck calculations show us that the total energy produced by the Arriaga machines in a year is 17.3 million watt hours, or 17.3 megawatt hours. This is enough to power 40 Stanford students' computers for a year, assuming a hearty consumption of 8 hours a day and power of 150 watts. The downside of this, however, is that this energy is only enough to power 6 treadmills in a year. Finally, we conclude by expanding our calculations to the entire United States. The CIA Factbook informs us that there are 30,000 official gyms in the United States. This amounts to a total yearly gym machine energy production of 519 billion watt hours. This is as much energy as a coal-fired plant, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, produces in a month and a half. With this much energy, Stanford could fulfill the energy needs of its entire campus population for 10 years. And the bonus? Energy production is not all. This system would also entail saving 597,000 tons of CO2 from being released in the atmosphere. That's the amount of carbon released by 180,000 cars in a year. Not too bad for free energy. Now we are going to look at the amount of money these machines can return, based on the amount of electricity they generate and the average cost of electricity in the US commercial sector. We found earlier that each machine generates 270 kilowatt hours per year. We multiply this by 10.26 cents per kilowatt hour, and we get $27.70 per machine per year. Now let's extend this cash return to a per gym basis. It was shown previously that each gym generates approximately 1.73 times 10 to the 4th kilowatt hours per year. We multiply this by our 10.26 cents per kilowatt hour, and we obtain $1,775 per gym per year. Continuing this calculation to the entire United States, we get a total saved cost of $53 million per year in the United States.
The obvious advantage of human-generated electricity over other, more traditional energy sources such as coal, petroleum, natural gas, and nuclear is that it is virtually free energy. Once the fixed cost of acquiring a machine is taken into account, there is no additional variable cost, and no additional CO2 emissions required to generate this electricity. While coal, natural gas, and nuclear generation require substantial fuel inputs to function, the gym machines only require exercise-hungry humans, which seem to be in plentiful supply. Gym-goers will be producing energy no matter what. If this energy is not harvested, it will simply go to waste. The disadvantage of this type of energy, however, is also obvious. Its potential is limited and dwarfed by that of almost all other sources of electricity. If all the gyms in the United States replaced their exercise bicycles and elliptical trainers with generating ones, they would produce around 1/2 billion kilowatt hours per year. But for comparison's sake, on an annual basis in the US, coal generates 1,994 billion kilowatt hours, natural gas 877 billion kilowatt hours, and nuclear 806 billion kilowatt hours. The total electrical production in the US amounts to 4,116 billion kilowatt hours per year. All the human electrical energy produced in all the gyms in the United States would displace 0.01% of the US electrical energy production. This number represents about 1% of the amount of electricity produced in America by biomass. On a brighter note, however, this energy represents 65% of that produced annually by American photovoltaics. Nonetheless, human-powered gyms do possess a significant advantage in that the types of machines that currently produce energy, ellipticals and bicycles, occupy comparatively very little space, especially compared to cornfields or oil rigs. Therefore, with a density of 17 watts per meter squared, the energy density of human-powered gyms is actually higher than that of ethanol and wind farms, and only moderately inferior to that of natural gas, coal, and nuclear power. Moreover, a standalone human-powered electrical generator, such as the one that might be found in a private residence, has an energy density of 100 watts per meter squared. This is actually higher than all present large-scale technologies. The best news is that gym machines are not the only instruments that can make use of human power. In fact, human-powered machines already exist in many different forms. The water filter trike, the water filter upright bike, the snow plow, the tennis ball launcher, the string pull cell phone charger, and, finally, the pedal desk. At the end of the day, there are virtually countless ways to make use of human-powered energy, and this is only the beginning. In conclusion, human-powered gym machines will not change the world on their own. Although gym machines are a great way to harvest free energy that would otherwise go to waste, their potential is limited, and they fail to even fully power the gyms in which they were placed. But these machines' real power lies elsewhere. Through the machine's feedback, gym users worldwide can understand just how much more difficult it is to produce energy than it is to consume it. Ultimately, we will all become aware that some unsuspected actions, like going to the gym, consume a lot more energy than we originally thought. And by becoming aware of our consumption and our energy use, we can learn to adopt the much-needed greener, healthier lifestyles that can make a difference in the energy-troubled times ahead. Let's make a world of hope in this century. A world with more energy. A world that would make Arnold proud. You might not have the muscle, but are you ready to hustle?